for me, right now, the biggest problem is Hoffman on the fourth line. Nothing against him personally, but he's a goal scorer and he's on the fourth line. You're gonna say, okay, he's got a good matchup and he's having power play minutes, but guess what? Power play is not working. Power play is awful.
If he would bring it, which he never has since he got here, not on a consistent basis anyway, he should be the ideal candidate to be on that first line, especially games at home that are probably less physical, more wide open, more trading chances. Nick Suzuki could have two wingers who shoot the puck better than anybody else on the team at the forward position.
But
there's a problem. There's a problem with Mike Hoffman, and it's
he doesn't want to get hit, and you can tell just by watching a player for one shift or two. Some players don't want to get hit, don't want to get hurt, don't want to feel pain, and you can't teach that. And Mike Hoffman doesn't have it. He's a sniper. I mean, he is a sniper. He has big qualities, but this is not one of them. Today I spoke with GC, obviously, about the power play. Okay. Yeah. Since Marty this year, 31st, 4.8, it's awful. Since Marty St. Louis came in, 12.4%, 31st. Since Burroughs, 14.8, 32nd, dead last. 4 last season, dead last. 10 last season, 30th. It's a big problem.
It's funny you say this because I spoke to JC this morning on his radio show, Premier Compteur at BPM Sport, 91.9 FM on your Montreal dial, La Radio des Sports au Québec, Quebec's #1 all sports radio station, especially in the last 6 months. Now, I thought you were going to laugh, especially last 6 months. I thought you were going to laugh.
Since you're there.
Okay.
I must
have been a coincidence.
I was concentrated about my
it's funny. It's funny you say this because I brought it up to JC as well. I said, JC, I know you like Alex, and I know he's been on your show, but the power play since Alex Burrows has been here, the statistics are very, very bad. And JC answered right away, and he said, well, it's a committee thing. And I said, JC, you can't be like that, okay? You can't if the power play is going good, it's him. If the power play is going no good, it's a committee thing. When Kirk Muller's power play in Montreal went through bad moments and it suffered, nobody said it's a committee thing. Everyone said it was Kirk. Now it's Alex Burrows' power play. And look, ultimately, there's no doubt about it that the ultimate responsibility falls on Marty St. Louis because the coach ultimately is responsible for everything and even the assignments that belong to those under him. Ultimately, he's the guy in charge. But if I'm Burrows, I'm not going to say he's going to feel the pressure because, once again, I don't think the organization expects to make the playoffs this year. But if your power play is working, yes, it could win you some games, but it can also increase the confidence of everyone and increase the value of everyone. Because if some of these players that you're going to trade are now going to score on the power play, they're going to gain value. You're going to get more for them. So if I'm Burrows, it's starting to get a little tight around the collar. Don't you think?
Well, I obviously he doesn't like it. I was telling Burrows just to give an idea of in the timeline for the people. I was not pointing him out, but obviously he wants better, but he knows a thing or two about power play. Remember with the Sedin, he was terrific, but it's been a problem for so many years. I remember Claude Julien, if it was not training camp, it was like the first game of the season, first practice. Listen to that, first practice. The drill was getting in the zone. 5 guys on the power play getting on the zone without the PK on the ice. That was the only drill. I mean, if this is not starting from scratch, what is it? So, and St. Louis was very clear about the good strategy of a power play. It's 2 or 3 passes, bang, a shot. Maybe it's not going to score, but maybe you're going to hit the ankle of the PK guy who will not be able to stand up, and it's going to give you a chance. Maybe it's going to hit the stick. It's going to break a stick, or whatever. It's going to create chaos, and that's what you want. And then you can take the puck back, and then 2 or 3 passes, bang. It's simple, but we don't see it.
I'm Marinaro, and that clip you just watched is from our most recent episode of the Sick Podcast. Once again, follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's absolutely free, and you'll be notified when we go live. I'm Marinaro. Tell your friends about it. This podcast, like me, is pretty sick.